I want to talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough. Not because people don't want to hear it, but because hearing it means admitting something uncomfortable. Here it is. Most men don't get blindsided by infidelity. I know that sounds crazy. You've heard the stories. I had no idea. She seemed fine. Everything was normal until it wasn't. But here's what those same men admit later when they're being truly honest with themselves. They did have an idea. They just didn't trust it. They felt something shifting. They noticed small changes. But every time their gut whispered, something's wrong, their brain answered back, you're being paranoid. So let me ask you directly, have you ever had that feeling? That quiet, nagging sense that the woman beside you is somehow not really with you anymore? Even when she's sitting right there? Even when she's saying all the right things? If you felt that, you're not crazy and you're not insecure. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that feeling is trying to tell you, not with vague relationship advice, not with just communicate more, but with the actual research-backed psychology of how a woman's mind moves from committed to checked out to cheating. I'm going to give you 4 signs, real signs, the kind that show up before anything physical happens, sometimes months before, and once you see them, you'll never be able to pretend you don't. Let's start. Sign 1. She stops showing up emotionally. Let me paint a picture for you. Think back to the beginning of your relationship. Remember how she used to look at you? How she'd ask about your day and actually listen? How she'd remember small things you mentioned weeks ago? How being around her felt warm and easy? Now be honest, when did that start to change? Not overnight, probably not even in one big moment, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, the warmth became cooler. The curiosity about your life became shallower. The laughter that used to come naturally started to feel slightly performed. You probably told yourself she was tired, stressed, going through something, and maybe she was. But here's what the research on female infidelity actually shows. Long before any physical boundary is crossed, most women go through a period of emotional withdrawal. They don't plan it. They don't even fully recognize it's happening. But their emotional energy begins quietly redirecting itself away from the relationship and towards something else. Something else could be a person. It could be a fantasy. It could be a growing sense that something in her life is missing. But the result is the same. You start getting leftovers. Here's the part that haunts men the most. Later, when they look back, they can pinpoint exactly when the warmth started thinning, exactly when the conversations got shorter, exactly when they started feeling like they were the only one still trying. And they remember ignoring it, explaining it away, choosing the comfortable lie over the painful truth. The withdrawal is not random. It's the first page of a story that's already being written inside her mind. And if you don't read that page, you'll be shocked by the ending everyone else saw coming. Sign 2. Her phone becomes her new best friend. Okay, let's talk about something specific. Something you've probably noticed but didn't want to name. Her phone. Think about how she used to be with it. Did she leave it on the counter, on the couch? Did she hand it to you to look at a photo without hesitation? Now think about how she is now. Does she take it everywhere, even to the bathroom? Does she turn it face down when you're near? Does she get weirdly defensive when you ask a simple question like, "Who texted you?" If this sounds familiar, I need you to hear something important. This is not about you being controlling. Wanting basic transparency in a relationship is normal. Asking, "Who was that?" is not jealousy, it's partnership. And when a simple question gets met with irritation or deflection, something is wrong. Here's what's happening inside her mind at this stage. Something new has entered her emotional world. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's an old friend who's suddenly become more present. Maybe it's someone online who makes her feel seen in a way she hasn't felt in years. Whatever it is, she knows, on some level, that it doesn't belong in the same space as you. So her mind builds a wall. The phone is the gatekeeper of that wall. But here's what most men never realize. This stage is actually painful for her too. She's not a villain twirling her mustache. She's a human being caught between two worlds, the history and comfort of what she has with you, and the excitement and novelty of whatever is new. There's guilt. There's confusion. There's a part of her that still loves you. But here's the problem. Love doesn't stop someone from drifting. And the wall she's building isn't just to hide something from you. It's to protect a version of herself she's not ready to confront yet. The question you need to ask yourself is not, is she cheating? The question is, why am I on the outside of a wall I never helped build? Sign 3. Suddenly, nothing you do is right. This is the sign that will make you feel like you're losing your mind. Because out of nowhere, everything you do becomes a problem. The way you talk, the way you listen, the way you load the dishwasher, your job, your friends, your silence, your talking. Things that never bothered her before are now constant complaints. You try to fix it. You change your behavior. You apologize for things you didn't even know were wrong. You walk on eggshells, hoping to avoid the next criticism. And it doesn't work, because the goalposts keep moving. Here's what you need to understand, and I want you to really sit with this, because it might be the most important thing you hear today. She is not criticizing you because you have failed. She is criticizing you because her mind needs you to have failed. Let me explain. By this stage, she is emotionally invested somewhere else, but she still has a conscience. She still knows, on some level, that what she's doing is not fair to you. That creates an unbearable tension in her mind. So her mind does what all human minds do when faced with unbearable tension. It finds a way out. It builds a case against you. It searches the relationship for evidence that things were already broken. It magnifies your small flaws into deal breakers. It rewrites your shared history from good but imperfect to fundamentally flawed. This is called cognitive dissonance, and it's not a choice. It's a psychological reflex. And the criticism? That's the external symptom. She needs you to be the villain of this story so she can be the victim, because victims don't have to feel guilty. Victims are just responding to something that was already wrong. Here's what this means for you. Stop trying to fix what she's complaining about. The complaints are not the problem. The complaints are the justification. And no matter how much you change, she will find something new to criticize. Because the criticism was never about you. It was about her need to feel okay with a decision she's already made. The man who understands this stops shrinking. He stops chasing approval that was never really about him. He sees the criticism for what it is, a mirror of her internal conflict, not a report card on his worth. Sign 4. You feel like an option, not a priority. By the time you reach this sign, the internal shift is complete. Her primary emotional investment is no longer in you. It might be in a specific person. It might be in the idea of being single. It might be in a fantasy of a different life. But it is not in the relationship you're still showing up for. And here's how you know. You'll feel it in 1,000 small moments. She makes plans without you. She shares important news with friends first, or not with you at all. When you're together, she's distracted. Her body is there, but her mind is somewhere else. You ask her a question, and she gives an answer that feels automatic. Hollow, like she's running on muscle memory. The relationship that used to feel like the center of her world now feels like an obligation. Something to be managed, something to get through. And the anxiety this creates in you, that quiet, nameless dread of feeling yourself become an afterthought in something you've given everything to, that is one of the most painful feelings a human being can experience. Because you can't prove it. You can't point to a single moment and say, there, that's the evidence. You just know, in your gut, in your chest, in the way your body tenses when she walks into the room because you're not sure which version of her you're going to get. Here's the truth I need you to hear. The moment you become secondary in your own relationship is not the moment to try harder. It is not the moment to give more, love more loudly, plan more dates, buy more gifts. It is the moment to get honest. Honest with yourself about what you're actually seeing. Honest about the pattern of the last weeks or months. Honest about whether you want to keep pouring your love into someone who has already quietly poured theirs somewhere else. Because love is not supposed to feel like an audition. It is not supposed to feel like you're always one mistake away from being replaced. It is not supposed to feel like you're holding on to something with both hands while the other person has already let go. You deserve to be someone's first choice, not their backup plan, not their safety net, not the person they tolerate while they figure out what they really want. You deserve to be chosen, fully, without competition, without doubt. Closing. What you do now. I'm not going to tell you that knowing these 4 signs makes the pain go away. It doesn't. If you're seeing these signs in your relationship right now, it hurts. It's supposed to hurt. You're human. But here's what knowing these signs does give you. It gives you permission to trust yourself. You are not paranoid. You are not insecure. You are not too much. The withdrawal you felt, real. The secrecy you noticed, real. The criticism that made you question your worth, not about you. The feeling of becoming secondary, not your imagination. You have been seeing clearly all along. You just didn't have the language to name what you were seeing. Now you do. And with that language comes a choice. You can keep explaining the signs away. You can keep hoping she'll come back. You can keep shrinking yourself to fit into a relationship that has already stopped holding space for you, or you can stand up. You can trust your gut. You can name what you're seeing to yourself, if not yet to her, and you can decide that your love is not a bargain item to be kept on a shelf. The 4 signs she leaves are not random. They are footprints. And footprints tell you where someone has already gone. You are not the one who lost something by noticing them. You are the one who found something far more important: clarity, self-respect, the truth. Don't miss the insights that could transform your life. If you found this valuable, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful content. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your journey to growth, wisdom, and success starts today. Take action now. And from that place, you can rebuild, not the relationship that might already be gone, but yourself. On ground that is real, on ground that is yours. That's not a loss, that's a beginning.